Hello everyone, and welcome to my EastEnders Soap Today channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Next week, Linda Carter of EastEnders will be transported to the hospital in dramatic scenes, leaving her struggling for her life. As the murder trial for Dean draws near, Linda has been using alcohol to cope with her guilt over Keanu's passing in recent weeks. This week, Linda received a call from a Dean colleague offering her a deal. She would have to rescind her statement as a witness, and he would have to admit to raping her. Although Johnny has attempted to dissuade his mother from accepting the offer, it is still unknown what action she would do in response to her new predicament. Before long, Linda will be receiving letters threatening her with blackmail, and she will become suspicious of the identity of the sender. When the mysterious blackmailer pays Dean a visit in jail this week, their name will also be made public. They are currently being kept under wraps. Linda's predicament will take a horrifying turn when her life is in jeopardy next week, and her spiral will continue. Once more reliant on alcohol, Linda has spent the entire evening drinking, and Johnny is at a loss for ways to support his mother. Gina offers to help and assures Johnny that she will take care of Linda. Gina and Johnny both currently reside in the tavern. The Carters are quite tense, and when Johnny comes back later, things get out of hand and he and Linda get into a heated fight. After Johnny pulls himself from the scene and takes some time to collect himself, he returns home to discover Linda in a potentially fatal predicament. Although Linda's exact circumstances are still unknown, the paramedics who are responding to her call for help are aware that she is in critical condition. Johnny is inconsolable about what has happened to his mother at the hospital. He tells Linda to leave the pub, accusing Gina of being the reason behind her current condition. Callum and Johnny have grown closer recently, as Johnny took Callum out one evening to help him forget about Ben's time in jail. Callum gives Johnny a shoulder to weep on while Linda is in the hospital, but Johnny misinterprets Callum's generosity and tries to kiss him. However, they soon have an unexpected guest at the Queen Vic, a drunk Linda, who begins questioning her. Will she reveal all of her secrets? Luckily, Johnny arrives back just in time to give them the order to go. Linda and Johnny have a heated argument. However, after Johnny had cooled down, he went home to discover Linda in a potentially fatal circumstance. Spoilers for EastEnders, Linda Carter, who has been struggling to stay sober and fight her own guilt, is found in a potentially fatal scenario and is taken to the hospital. With the impending trial of Dean Wicks, Linda is finding it more and more difficult to maintain her sobriety due to the stress of the circumstance and her own guilt in killing Keanu. She spends the entire night drinking because she is so stressed out, which drives Johnny insane. Linda is still having trouble, but Gina intervenes to support the mother and son. As things get to the point where Linda risks her own life, things get out of control. When Johnny notices his mother on the verge of passing away, he quickly drives Linda to the hospital. Will she make it? Linda has been drinking all night during the week of Dean's trial. Johnny is so sad and doesn't know how he can support his mother. Gina assures him that Linda is in good hands. Johnny and Linda later get into a heated disagreement. Johnny heads back home after letting himself cool off for a while. He is appalled, therefore, to discover Linda in a potentially fatal circumstance. In order to treat Linda, paramedics race into the Vic. Later, at the hospital, Johnny loses it and accuses Gina of causing Linda's predicament. She should vacate the Vic, he orders. Callum then offers to offer Johnny his shoulder to weep on. But Johnny takes Callum's benevolence as a flirtatious approach, and he moves in to kiss him. What will Callum's response be? And when the strain builds, can Johnny and Linda maintain their composure? The details of Linda Carter's agreement have been verified by EastEnders prior to Dean Wicks' murder trial. Following Keanu Taylor's murder at Christmas, Linda has been going through a difficult time lately. Her guilt has made her reliant on alcohol. Dean was charged with the crime as a result of Linda's false confession, but because of his not guilty plea, Linda has been acting tensely in the lead-up to the trial, which is scheduled for next month. In the August 5th episode, Linda was taken aback when a Dean colleague showed up as she was going upstairs at the Vic to drown her sorrows. Fraser, a self-assured Scottish man, told Linda that Dean was eager to make her a deal. If she would back out of her statement, he would admit to raping her. Elaine arrived to defuse the argument and give Fraser the order to leave the property after Fraser made fun of Linda's drinking issue and questioned if she would be able to testify. After leaving his contact information, he made care to check it again and then recalled the witness oath before leaving. Linda remained mute after the unexpected meeting. But Elaine was incensed, accusing the conference of intimidating witnesses. Linda was anxious about giving a testimony and worried about how she would hold up under pressure as Johnny said that they should be composed before the trial. Even if Linda agreed to rescind her confession, Johnny begged her to hold on to her strength, saying they couldn't trust Dean to follow up his half of the agreement. At first, she agreed with him, but as she considered the development, she rapidly started drinking. Will Linda back down from her remark, or will Dean and Fraser be able to persuade her to change her mind? When Linda Carter finds herself rushed to the hospital the following week, EastEnders has hinted at some shocking moments for her. Since her identity as the Christmas killer was made public, Kelly Bright's character Linda has taken center stage in the BBC soap opera for the past few months. After Keanu Taylor attacked Sharon Watts on their wedding day, she killed him, and she has been carrying the guilt of what transpired ever since. Although Linda will have to testify that she saw Dean after making a false statement to the police to prove Dean's guilt of the crime, Dean Wicks was set up for Keanu's murder. On the BBC soap opera the following week, Linda keeps drinking all night, and Johnny is at a loss about how to support her. After being told by Gina that she would take care of Linda, Johnny leaves and gets into a heated argument with her when he gets back. He leaves again, only to return home to discover Linda in a potentially fatal circumstance. What has become of her? While Linda is being treated by the paramedics in the Queen Vic, Johnny is sitting next to her hospital bed, scared. He is so distraught that he forces Gina to move out and holds her responsible for Linda's demise, but what actually happened? Prior to the trial, she discussed Linda's emotions, saying, "I think she does feel it rests on her shoulders. She was the one who killed Keanu, therefore in the end, she still feels a great deal of guilt about the entire situation. She bears the final say on matters, regardless of what others may say. She is involved in all of this, she is not merely an observer." Her conscience is also involved, as Linda continues to struggle with feelings of uncertainty about her choices and a deep-seated sense that she ought to be the one receiving punishment. The woman who entered the police station and provided the false statement a few months ago, in my opinion, has faded into the background, and Linda is now a very insecure person. Since everything she said was blatantly false, she is afraid that she won't remember what she said or what to say. The fact that you have to appear in court before a judge and jury and provide testimony is beginning to sink in. She finds it uncomfortable. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, so please don't forget to subscribe my channel and don't miss any update.